Cheers, guys. We got a little special review today. This is beer mail / cheese mail tasting. I got an amazing package from Dan Disilets from Let's Brew It. And if you haven't been following him, you don't know, but he's been making cheese. And you should really check out his most recent episode of F It Friday. Kind of goes into these cheeses that I'm actually going to be trying right here, and a little bit about his cheese making journey. So it's pretty cool. He's kind of pulled me in recently, and I'm very excited to be trying some of his creations there. So what do we have? Look at these. Isn't that beautiful? All right. So starting with this guy right here. This is his Belpernol, and it's kind of looks like a truffle, but it is 3 months old, and it's made with cow's milk, and it has garlic and pink salt mixed into it, and then it's crusted with pepper and pink peppercorns, toasted black and pink peppercorns. So that's this one. And right behind it, I have it paired with Josh Secor's Ron Mexico Citra Missile. We'll see how that goes. I have had a couple Josh beers sitting here, so I was like, yeah, let's try to do a pairing with these. And talked with Dan just a little bit on which ones he thought might pair better. So the middle guy here, this little green swirly looking thing, that is the Basil Derby, and it's a traditional Derby, but it's supposed to be sage in there, and he wanted to brighten it up for spring and Easter, so he went and added basil for the flavor, and then there's a little bit of spinach in there to help get some of that green swirly color that you see. Typically they're pretty smooth and buttery, he says. This one has a punch of basil to brighten it up a bit. So this one sounds really, really good too. And this one we paired up with a lighter, and this is his Lou Brett Pils. So it's a Pilsner that he made with Brett Tanamyces from Lou Brew. So this is his Lou Brew's house recipe Brett. Cool, huh? All right, and then this last guy over here, and probably the most interesting one for me because I haven't gotten into too many of these kinds of cheeses. But this one is I can't even pronounce it right, but Ivecu? I don't know, I can't do French words very well, but and he says it's the strongest in both flavor and aroma. He said you'll smell this one before you even open the box, and he was right. It was pretty pungent, and he said it's pungent, smacks you with a mushroom funk when you eat it. Make sure to remove the rind on this one. So this one's a little bit more of a pungent cheese, an earthy pungent cheese. So we'll see. I'm always open to trying new things. So we're gonna do this. But this guy right here is actually the beer I reviewed pretty recently here, but it's his Brettzaka Saison by Josh as well. So doing a little bit of a Brett Saison with the funky cheese. We'll give it a try here. So without further ado, we're going to start in the middle here, and this is his Basil Derby. And you can see it's kind of a harder white cheese with kind of a nice green hue to it, and there's like a green swirl effect in there. But cheers, Dan. First one. Oh, that's cool. So you definitely get the basil. The cheese is kind of creamy in your mouth. Yeah, it's really nice. It's just like you said, kind of refreshing. It's a very light cheese, a little bit creamy, but that basil just it really just it's refreshing. It's I guess is just like you put it, but you might get a little bit of the spinach in there too. But all right, we're drinking this with the Brew Brett Pills. That's nice. It's very light. It's a little bit drier, so I think that works nice with the cheese. You get a little bit of really slight, little bit of funk, but oh, that's good too. I'm gonna be harvesting some of the Brett out of the bottle as well on this guy. But so this is the Basil Derby. The Brett kind of plays with the basil that's in the cheese. That's kind of nice. All right, so the next tasting we're gonna do is this guy right here, and this is the Belperno, and this is the one with the garlic in the cheese, and then with some salt, and then the outside is crusted. You can see here a little bit if it focuses, but you can see the nice light peppercorn crust on it. I mean, you can smell the pepper coming off of it. So you get that hint of garlic in there. It's really nice, nicely salted too, and I think that the salt kind of helps cut the pepperiness a little bit. But you finish and you get that pepper heat. Again, it's kind of a nice creamy texture. That's delicious. Holy cow. All right, Dan, 2 for 2. These are both freaking amazing. The pepper on it, I mean, it's peppery. It kind of warms your mouth, and then you get the spice down your throat a little bit. It's amazingly good, but the creaminess of the cheese, I think, also kind of works well with that pepperiness. You get that little bit of hint of garlic in there, and it's nicely salted too. So this one here is the Ron Mexico Citrus Missile by Josh. It's very nice and citrusy. You get some nice tropical fruit notes off of it yet. It's good beer too. All right. Let's see how the citrus does with the coffee. Okay, that worked really good. Actually, I like how those went together. So you get the big pepper, and then the creaminess, and then the citrus and the fruit in here. Kind of, you don't get the lasting like spiciness from the pepper, and the citrus plays with the pepper pretty well too. So another, I guess, not bad pairing. And another nice beer. I think this one's got a little bit more age on it, but the hops are still shining through, Josh. So this was the Belper gnome, and I mean, here, just look at this guy. You can see that nice crust on there. There's a nice swirl. There's the funky cheese. Oh yeah. Alright, we're on to the final one. And I just looked up, and hopefully I can pronounce it right now. Pont-l'Evêque. We'll see. Anyways, so this one is the funky cheese. You said remove the rind. I should have removed that before the video. Alright, so here is the Pont-l'Evêque, and it is a little bit of a softer cheese. I mean, cutting it, you're actually, it mushes a little bit. It definitely has a little bit of a funkiness to it. It's like a pungent. You get like a little bit of a like moldy, musty character off of it, but you definitely get a little bit of like an earthy, like funky smell to it too. So, all right, Dan, cheers. It's definitely kind of a creamy cheese. I see where he says like kind of a mushroomy, earthy woodsiness type or funkiness. You do get kind of like a mushroomy, like fungus type flavor from it. So it's and believe it or not, it's not bad. And believe it or not, it's not bad. That's why try everything once, folks. You might like it. I remember the first time I tried calamari, I'm like, what? No. But I tried it, and I liked it. I mean, I think the kind of the pungent, stinky smelliness of it is kind of like, oh my god. But then you actually taste it. I mean, I guess it's no different than, having a Brett beer for the first time. It's just, it's different. It's something that tastes really good. You just don't know how you're supposed to taste it yet. And after you have a few, it's like, all right, I can get into this. And that works really nice with the Bretzaka. So with the Bretzaka, like my previous review, you get just a little bit of a kind of a bready, not even really funky character, but then you get a nice hop character from it. It's light, it's refreshing, and it really kind of pairs good with that cheese. The funkiness of the cheese kind of works with the slight funkiness and then the hop character of the beer. So, another enjoyable pairing. So, I just want to give a huge shout out to Dan Disilets. F it, let's brew it. If you guys haven't checked him out, he's a master of flavor. That's kind of his nickname, but he always looks at things at the root core of what the flavor is, and it's kind of helped me think through my brewing endeavors on don't just add this, go to the bottom level and try to infuse that in. He does an amazing job, and these cheeses are seriously off the hook. I mean, to think somebody at home can make something like this is really inspiring. I'm not to this level yet. I've just made some feta cheese, which is pretty simple. I haven't gotten to any level of complexity like this, but keep an eye on his channel. He's doing more stuff. He's got projects in the works and pumping out more amazing cheeses like this. So please give Dan some love. My dude, F it, let's brew it. I'm going to put the link down there, and I'll have something right up there. Of course, Josh Secor, thank you for sharing these delightful beauties with me. I've been trying to get to all my beer reviews, and when I was thinking of this, I'm like, you know what, let's see if we can pair it up with something. And I think they paired pretty nicely, actually. So if you guys are interested, please check out Dan, check out Josh, and then we'll see where future cheese mails take us. But that's it for this review. Again, give Dan some love, and we'll hopefully see you on another cheese review sometime soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Peace.
What the fuck are you talking about?